Hey everybody. I was just watching some stuff on like true crime, whatnot, and just the different. I didn't get through the video. I just decided before I had the idea to start doing the live stream. It's crazy. Every single state in the U.S. has like a bevy of insane, like just absolutely insane stories when it comes to either killers or in just absolutely nuts events that have gone on in the state over some point in time. Every state's got one, at least one, and if not like at least one, like major one. Obviously because crime goes on every day, but every state has some crazy stuff in it, especially like Alaska. I did like that's the last place I thought, but Alaska has had some crazy stuff go on in it. Alaska's nuts. I didn't know how many murders happened up there. It's insane. Like I guess it makes sense. It's up in the middle of nowhere, but wow. It's like I always pictured it as kind of a peaceful state, not like wild. Like I don't know, man. It's close to the Wild West up there. I'd love to talk to somebody from there and like see like hear about like if it's really what it's like to live up there, because it must be interesting. There's some places I've heard that you can't get to unless you have like a snowmobile or like a four-wheeler or something. Like that's kooky. Like it's like, yeah, you can't even get over to the next town unless you've got an all-terrain vehicle. Like that's nuts. And that, like, I don't know, but that must provide for some really interesting stories. I know in Michigan, like it's like it can take you a while to get from one place to another. However, all the roads are really set up in kind of a nice block pattern, like in Michigan, with all the highways heading in each direction. So it's relatively easily navigable. But Alaska, I would love to hear any stories that people have that live in Alaska, because like holy Christ, I just didn't know how many murders happened up there. Like how many murders, and like the scale and the weirdness that went into the things that happened up there. And I'm just like, I mean, I get, like I said, like I guess that makes sense. It's the middle of nowhere. Like I just said, you can't get to some towns without either being flown in, like brought in by like a boat, or go in via like a snowmobile or an all-terrain vehicle of some sort. And it's just like, dude, that's fucking crazy. So like, yeah, you can just go up into the mountains or something. And hi, Sania. You could I mean, not even, you could just go out into the forest and just like, I mean, you could just get lost. Like forget about something even like happening to you like by a person. Like you could just go out there on a hike and just take the wrong turn and boom, you're lost. Like, and then and they just never find you. I mean, like there was that woman that I think she was on the Pacific Crest Trail. Like just a good example here. She went off the path to use the restroom and got lost that easily. Like, and I remember going on like a hike in just like one of the parks like nearby in this area. And I'm from Massachusetts in America. Like, but like I've gone on trail hikes here, and yeah, you can get turned around really easily. Like you need to know, like I'm so glad I was in Cub Scouts and like Boy Scouts and shit, because like it taught me a lot of the survivalism stuff that like it really clutch to know, like when you're out there. But more so what I was like getting to is just like yeah, like every single state has some some boogeyman story in it and it's not like a BS story either. I mean, like a lot of states have cryptids, you know, like in like the New Jersey Devil and Bigfoot, of course. But then you've got the scarier stories, like from like every state has like at least one absolutely horrific murder that has occurred in it, like and it's and like it's insane. And when I say at least one, that's of course being generous. There's usually several dozen stories. But like, what up, Eric? But yeah, like watching the true crime things that I'm watching, like it's nuts. Like there's just the fact that every state at least has a story to tell of some psychopath. Thank you, of some psychopath going off of their nutter and killing a whole mess of people. Like every state's got it. It's cool. It's absolutely nuts, man. Either America doesn't pay enough attention to. Hell yeah! Thank you, Eric. I don't know if America has a mental issue problem or what the fuck it is. But I mean, because obviously this stuff happens in other countries too. There's no way around it. Like there isn't. There's some. I mean, Australia banned guns, and even they have some fucked up stories of some really, really fucked up serial killers, like Ivan Milat and his fucking nephew. Oh, that treasure of the family, the Milats. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, dude, they moved my tooth appointment. The dentist called me today and they're like, oh yeah, we need to move it from the 30th till next week on the 6th. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, hey, take it easy, Eric. I'm like, all right. So, another 10 days. But my mother and I get our check for the house in a couple of days, and we'll be able to actually like use some of it to get some of the things out of the way with it. We need to get out of the way with. I'll be able to get my have the money locked down for my teeth then, so at least it won't be like cutting it close or whatever. It actually, I would have had to have rescheduled anyway, because like the money's not coming through till the 30th, and like my appointment was on the 30th, so I would have had to reschedule anyway. Like, but so there's that. So there's silver lining there. Whatever. I can last. I've lasted a year. I can last one more week. But yeah, I've decided that like I'm gonna try to save my money as it comes in, because there's gonna be a good amount of money coming in for a good time. So I'm gonna try to take my amount and save up little bits here and there for like the hair treatment and anyway, I'd like to like start getting into horror games again. Good to see you, Eric, and good for you staying. I miss horror video games. Horror video games are better than horror movies nowadays, like by a millionfold. They, and I think it comes down to like when you're playing a horror video game, even the difference in camera perspective changes the entire game. If you're playing like a horror game that's from the third person where you can see the character, they're still scary, but but your brain kind of subconsciously knows the character's in danger. The character is. These new horror games that are from the first person perspective, it changes the whole thing. Because now your brain doesn't have the ability to be like, oh, the character's in danger. Your brain processes it as, I'm in danger. And that makes it so much better. Like, oh my God, just so much better. Like it's I'm sorry. Like but it just like and so like now horror video games I love them. I love them. Like I'll even just like when I watched like when PT was gonna come out for the PS4 or whatever the one it was gonna have like Norman Reedus, Guillermo del Toro, and Hideo Kojima working on it. Yo, yeah, that was the scariest thing I have ever fucking witnessed, and I didn't even play the game. Like I didn't even play it. I just watched a video of someone playing it, and it was still the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. I was like, oh my god, it never got turned into a game. It's never going to. But like, then Hideo Kojima used Death Stranding as a gigantic middle finger to Konami, and that was hilarious. Death Stranding's kick-ass, and Death Stranding 2. PT was known as a playable trailer of a game that was going to be known as Silent Hills. It was going to be the next version of like the Silent Hill game, but it hinted heavily at like multi-dimensional shit going on, and like it was a cerebral mind fuck. And the playable trailer, on top of being this cerebral mind fuck, just hit topics that bring out a visceral reaction in the human body, like a baby fetus crying in a sink. A fetus, a human fetus, not fully formed, crying in the sink, and then talking to you, saying about how, like, dad came home and killed everybody. And did I fart? No, it's probably the door. I do that a lot, but my farts aren't that loud. Yeah, that was like 10 years ago now, but damn, that was scary. That game had the ability, probably, maybe it would have been the, yes, yeah, what was her name? She had a name. Mara, I think, yeah. She would just, like, show up behind you, but it wasn't just that, like, it wasn't that, like, that later on we found out that she's following us behind us the entire time that we're playing. It's when you see her in the hallway and she's stuttering like the fucking Grudge, and then she comes at you and then just goes away. Or when you, like, turn around the corner and she's standing in the fucking hallway, and right as you get to her, and then boom, gone. It's like, no. The part that got me was when you go back around the hall again, and you turn back around and you look up at the banister, and she's just looking down at you. And it's just like, she's been watching me this whole time and I didn't even know. And that's one of my biggest fears on earth. Look at these goosebumps. That's one of my biggest fears on fucking earth, is the just figuring out that something has been watching you for God knows how long and you don't know what it was. Yeah, they had Guillermo del Toro and friggin' Hideo Kojima working together. Those two minds on a horror game with the Silent Hill franchise? Like, are you kidding me? Like, the Silent Hill games are already a mind fuck. Like, you come to find out that every enemy in the video game is some part of your mental subconscious, and that's what Silent Hill is. That's why, like, every time a character goes to Silent Hill, they don't meet the character from the last game, because everybody's Silent Hill is a different Silent Hill. Like, oh my god. Yeah, I did not see Crimson Peak, but I wanted to wicked bad. Fatal Frame was absolutely amazing, but now that I don't believe in ghosts or yokai, it's not as scary anymore. Make a loud hill. They did Siren Head. Who'd have thought something like Siren Head would actually be scary? But it is. Like, because you hear these, and like the, and like you wouldn't think that like these loud noises, like you wouldn't think that that would be like scary. But then when you hear it getting louder and you see like a running giant coming at you with sirens or head, it's actually pretty terrifying. Yeah, that's why The Grudge scared the shit out of me. The first, I'm doing quite well, Caden. Thank you. Because if you notice when Yoko goes up into the attic in the first Grudge movie, she lights a lighter and she starts going around like this. And when the first time that you watch the movie, when she gets to about here, that's when you see Kayako, and Kayako comes right at her and whatnot. When you go back and you watch it the second time, it's scarier because you now know what to look for. So, yeah, Ju-on was awesome too, just different premise, you know? Like, but this scene in The Grudge scared the shit out of me because this time you know that Kayako's there. So when Yoko goes up there and she lights the lighter, when she gets about here, you notice Kayako staring right at her from about there. So that makes it about 50 times scarier because it's just like, holy shit, Kayako was there the whole fucking time. Like, and that just makes it like even more terrifying. Like than being like, oh, Kayako just appeared. No, it's like it's even worse, you know. It's like, oh my god, no, she didn't. She was there the whole time, just right behind you, staring right at you. Like, oh my god. And Kayako, the woman that played her with those big eyes of hers, just looking right into your fucking soul. Like, oh my god, terrifying. Jesus. The Siren. I think I've seen that. No, I've heard of the video game the Siren. That was Japanese based. That one was really cool because you could actually like see what your enemies were seeing, like, and then you'd have to work your way like around in order to not get killed by said enemies. So that was pretty cool. It added this weird juxtaposition to the game. It was still very, very scary. Video games have always been more scary than scary movies, in my opinion. The reason why The Grudge scared the shit out of me is because it's like, it goes off this premise that like once you go into Kayako's house, you're fucked. Like, it doesn't matter if you leave or not. She's coming to get you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't run. You can't fight her. There's nothing you can do to like get rid of her. Nothing. Like, and that is that's fucking horrifying. And also, she completely invades your personal space. I can't handle that shit. I can't handle that shit. Like, she completely just invades your fucking personal space. I could not handle that, man. Like, oh, ja. Yeah. Oof, that's nuts, man. Like, yeah. The Japanese are really, really, really good at intellectual horror. It doesn't rely off, actually, not even horror. They're better at manufacturing terror because you're not exactly sure what the fuck is coming for you, but you know it is. And that makes it more horror. That makes it more terrifying because you don't really know what the hell it is. Like, you haven't seen it, you can't really see it. When you do see it, you only get a peek of it. And the fact that there is no, yes, like, they create this tense, terrifying atmosphere, and that's what that's better than horror in movies. I'd rather have terror in a movie any day over horror, because terror is that feeling of tension and you know, the feeling that builds up to what horror is, which is the showing of what is causing that tension. You know, the horror is the recoil of, holy shit, a dead body. That's horror. The terror is leading up to what is in this fucking room. You know, that's the terror, you know, and that's why terror is better than horror in my mind. But the Japanese have absolutely mastered it, and they put on master classes of it, like, constantly. I absolutely love it. Not to mention, like, the old Hirohito films, like the one, like, because if you go watch, like, The Forbidden Castle or, like, The 47 Ronin, like, you'll suddenly understand why you like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Star Wars, and, like, several other trilogies. Like, because you're like, oh! These movies are those Japanese movies. Gotcha. Cool. Got it. Like, it's like the Horimoto films and like they were a huge huge influence on some of the biggest directors of our time, like Quentin Tarantino and George Lucas and things like that. And yeah, so it's just like, you know, the Japanese have always been really good at storytelling in movies, and building a sense of that tension, of the feeling that's around, that's going around in the scene, of how to build that and how to make the audience feel it like that. You know, hell yeah. I haven't seen that one by Tarantino. There's a few Tarantino movies that I haven't seen. Like, I haven't watched Grindhouse. It looked just kind of dumb. But that's not to say I don't like Tarantino. I fucking love Tarantino. But, you know, hit or miss. It happens. But, oh yeah, I fucking love anime, dude. I love anime. Like, everything from Studio Ghibli, hi Carissa, anything from, you know, like, you know, I like the 2000s era animes a lot. Those are good. Like, there's so many to name. Like, I like, there's no way I'm gonna try to go to name all the animes that I like. But, like, you know, all the ones that I know too, no one would know nowadays. Like, you know, Last Exile and Ergo Proxy and shit like that. Like, these are ones you'd have to go watch. They're old, but they're really good. Yeah, machete fights are usually not pretty. Angels of Death. I have not seen that. There's also a lot of movies with that, like, with a title that are very similar to that, but that doesn't say much of anything. Oh Christ. But yeah, I was watching like a thing that had some guy blew up his boat or something, killed a bunch of people. It's fucking nuts. Right, yeah, those are like kind of two of my favorite series right there. Like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Final Fantasy was one of them. Red Dead Redemption is definitely my top one now. I do want to play like Star Citizen and No Man's Sky, because those just look. You get to be a space cowboy, man. I mean, like, that's the dream, right? Like, Parasite Eve was kicked out. Yeah, no, I do. Dude, I knew about dude, I was playing Parasite Eve when you had to go, like, grab it at Blockbuster. Resident Evil 0, that one was, I liked playing as Billy and Rebecca. I thought they made a really good team. I also liked 1 and Code Veronica, because you got to be Chris, and he's like my favorite besides Billy. Billy and Chris, my two favorite characters. And now I love the reboot that they've done. Chris is still in it. I love that. I love that the Redfields are still in it. Like, it's like, hell yeah, dude. That's fucking awesome. I do like that they're remaking the Silent Hills too. Like James looks amazing now compared to the PlayStation 3 version of him. But yeah, like I've always loved the Silent Hills too because those games are pure mind fuckery. Just the fucking of the mind, just the ripping and the tearing. Exactly. Yeah, Silent Hill was a bit too much for a lot of us when we were young, and it was on PlayStation 1. It was like, no, no, no. This game is too scary. Like, you think you beat an enemy only to have it crawl back in like 2 minutes. It was like we had never experienced non-killable enemies. That was a whole new bucket of fish, dude. That was a different box of frogs. That shit was scary. But like because of that, now it's like all of our favorite, like one of our favorite like series is, you know. Oh yes, definitely. Silent Hill 2 came along, but I'm sorry, I like Harry as a lead character more than I like James. Yeah, yeah, man. The first time you see Pyramid Head in number two, you're like, and I'm gonna have to fight that. Fantastic. Like, as you're shitting your pants. Like, plus, like, you knew, and I knew, and we all knew, it's like, wait a minute, this is getting weirdly rapey, right? Like, and in Silent Hill 2, we all thought that. We all thought that. And then you realize that nope, it isn't a little rapey, it's rapey. Like this is rapey as fuck. Like this is really rapey. And like the reason for that was because of James's sexual frustration from not being able to have relations with Mary because Mary was sick. James was a bad person. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I loved number two. Awesome. I like also how I really like the theory that Mary's actually in the trunk of the car at the beginning of the game when you're James. Like, I really like that theory. Like, it's a fucking crazy, you know. Like it's a crazy theory, but I was like, oh my god, what if that's fucking true? Like, holy shit! Like, oh my god. Oh yeah, David Lynch made some shit that was right up there with that. Yeah. Who else? The friggin' who wrote The Thing? The guy who wrote The Thing. And The Abyss. Like those movies were like mind fucks. And Sphere. Sphere was a mind fuck. And Event Horizon, another one. Like and sci-fi horror is kick-ass because it adds in this whole other element to it where like you're out in space, John Carpenter, thank you, and nobody can hear you fucking you're alone. God, I hope so, bro. Oh my god, I hope is he dead? That would be the greatest news ever. Ever. Oh my god. But yeah, no, but like yeah, David Lynch, John Carpenter, George Romero, even though let's face it, George Romero, zombie movies, man. Like zombie movies are campy as fuck, and we love them for that. But like, it's a different thing, it's all together. But yeah. Clive Barker. Absolutely. That's the name I was looking for, yeah. Clive Barker, dude. Oh god. I love these guys. And I love that, like, Wes Craven, hell yeah. Just, yeah, absolutely. Legends. I've always preferred psychological horror to, like, gore fest. Like, horror, I'm that guy. It's like, oh, you're a horror fan, but you're also a dork. Gotcha. Noticed. Like, it's like, okay, cool. So it's like, So I end up being one of those, like, nerdy horror guys where it's just like, well, I do like the psychological aspect of the of what of what the tonality of the scene paints out. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. It's like, I want to so bad, dude. I want to try to play horror games on VR because I think I won't make it through it. I'll be like, I don't think I can make it through it. I don't know if I can do it. But it's like, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. I want to watch some stuff on true crime, and then I'm gonna take my meds and head to bed. I love Halloween. I love it a lot. Take it easy, guys. Much love.